Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monday's Market Outlook here at Top Gun Options. My name is Matthew Buckley, call sign Whiz, and holiday shortened trading week again because of my birthday tomorrow. December 31st, that's me. I'm a New Year's Eve baby, so really not looking forward to tomorrow. But anyway, how about what's going on down here in Texas? Former FBI agent put one shot through this guy's head, and there was about seven other people armed in this church that took this guy down. If those people were not there, that would have been a slaughter in that church. A real quick question for everybody listening to this. What's the identity of the shooter? Ethnicity, identity? It's 24 hours later. We live in an instant information age. You can know just about everything about somebody within seconds. Not a word. Anybody find that odd? I certainly do. Very, very, very interesting. And obviously the media aren't covering this more or less at all, right? If this had been somebody busting in here with a Trump hat on or something like that, you can bet it's breaking news. But a good guy with a gun stopped a bad guy with a gun. And thank God it wasn't worth. Another story that the media really aren't covering. Yesterday, folks, F-15E Strike Eagles took out Shia militia targets in Iraq and Syria. Folks, I told you this was happening the other day. These Iranian-backed Kataib Hezbollah militants targeted a facility in Iraq on Friday. 30 rockets fired. A U.S. contractor was killed, and 4 U.S. troops were wounded. So this is an Iranian-backed group. A big, statement by the Pentagon that said, "Hey, man, knock it off, or we're coming for more." So I told you Iran was going to up the ante here. Wall Street Journal. Look at this. Rolling in hot on the president. And I agree with him. Trump finally fires back at Iran. Tehran's proxies will keep attacking as long as they sense U.S. weakness. And the president absolutely has been weak on Iran. And the Wall Street Journal absolutely lights him up. And I agree. Last June, Mr. Trump stunned his own advisors when he called off a U.S. retaliatory strike the last minute after they shot down one of our drones. And then he also didn't do anything after they attacked Saudi oil facilities. So I get the president wants to get out of forever wars, but that is also an invitation to adversaries to impose casualties that might cause the president to follow through on his isolation impulses. So it's stupid. Donald Trump used to rip Barack Hussein Obama a new one about what? And I did too. Obama would say, "Hey, we're getting out of Iraq or Afghanistan at this date." When you give your enemy a date and time that you're going to leave, you're mentally retarded, you're an idiot, and you're Barack Hussein Obama. But Trump also is kind of stupid when he says, I want to get out of these forever wars and really starts beating this isolationist drums. How about you just kind of do it and don't keep saying that I want to get out of this region? Because then the Iranians, the Syrians, all these other idiots start really trying to kill as many of us as possible. You're putting our troops in greater risk, Mr. President, when you do this whole, I want to get the hell out of here. Then kind of do it on your own, but turn these people into a pink mist if you need to, man. This is absolutely ridiculous. So finally, the president is firing back at Iran way after the fact. Here we go. Ooh, Anderson Cooper, my God, what the hell is he doing on my screen here? We talked last week about China, Russia, and Iran holding joint naval drills in the Gulf of Oman. That's not too good. That's a new axis of evil we need to be worried about. Let's talk trade. So, wait, might get a birthday present tomorrow. Completely forgot about this. He gave a New Year's address, and he vowed offensive measures. Okay, so I'm hearing from a little birdie that they believe it's going to be a New Year's Eve type of shot. Okay, so if we get a ballistic missile, folks, remember he hasn't done one of these in a long time. Was it 2017 or something like that? He shoots a ballistic missile. First of all, we have to think that it's real. We never know, man. This dude might wake up on the wrong side of the bed one day and he's shooting a ballistic missile that can reach the United States, folks. And we don't know if he's finally mastered the reentry technology, right? Putting a ballistic or a nuclear warhead on the top of one of these things and figuring out how to reenter the atmosphere. This is a potential black swan event, folks. We're seeing a little red in the market today. I just think this is a little bit of profit taking. We did get some weak macroeconomic data today, which we'll cover in a second. But this is a threat out here, folks. The Dear Kim didn't give us a Christmas present, and the world kind of more or less laughed at him that didn't deliver on a Christmas present to the U.S. So this speech was very fiery. He vowed offensive measures, and we might be getting a New Year's. Hopefully, it's not my birthday present. Let's get to trade. We're seeing a little bit of good news. So Peter Navarro was on Fox this morning. Good interview out of him, talking about 2020 and how he thinks it's going to be a great year, great market. But Prime Minister Liu He is going to be coming into town, and they're going to do a phase one signing ceremony on Saturday. Okay, phase one signing ceremony on Saturday with Liu He and probably Lighthizer, I guess, or Mnuchin. I don't know. So this is kind of an XO signing. This isn't Trump and Xi, although the president did say, hey, Xi and I might have a signing ceremony on something down the road. So for breaking this thing up in the phases, phase one, phase two, phase three, maybe quote unquote at the end of this thing, we're going to get these two guys meeting somewhere and signing something. So if the president's smart, he does what? He does that kind of in the fall-ish, right in front of the election, get a big market rally going into the election. Call me a cynic, but that's exactly what I think is going to happen. All right, we got solo Amazon today at 3 o'clock, looking at a bear call spread on Amazon. I sent that out via email and text, not filled on that yet. Still trying to get about 60 cents. Great monster rally last week out of Amazon. We had two great trades on Amazon last week. Obviously, it's given some of that monster rally back, but hasn't given half of it back yet, which is bullish, right? So there's a gap move. Half the gap would be right around 1830-ish, and we're at 1850. Amazon likes round numbers like this, so hopefully we see a bounce off of that. And then also sent out a weekly options alert. We got weekly options coming up here at 1 o'clock Eastern, and I sold a bear call spread on FXI. If we get some sort of New Year, or I get a birthday present tomorrow, or we get a New Year's Day gift out of North Korea, I think everything pulls back. I think FXI is definitely going to pull back, and I think we're going to see a little bit of a sell on the news with this phase one agreement. I still, to be honest with you, man, I've been sitting on the couch last night watching bowl games and watching football and stuff like that. I can't find any intel on what exactly is in the phase one. I see our number of ag purchases differ from the Chinese. The Chinese really haven't given us a number. Really weird stuff going on. So we're actually seeing the EWZ up as well. The Brazil ETF. You would think this thing would start running out of airspeed. Holy, look at this tear this thing's been on. Told you to get long EWZ. I had a couple losing trades in a row as I thought we were going to see resistance here. And, good news on a trade deal with the U.S. would be bad news for them. It hadn't shown up in the EWZ yet. I'll tell you that. So good looking run out of the EWZ, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with the phase one. Have a lot to talk about, so we're going to have regular schedule today, weekly options at 1, solo at 3 tomorrow, and Wednesday we're off. Thursday we'll be back with the weekly debrief. Okay, and reminder, you got 2 days left to save $5,000 on your lifetime membership. January 1st, New Year, goes up $5,000, folks. So take advantage of that. Give us a call, shoot us an email, secure your spot today. Okay, all right, folks, have a great rest of your day. I'll see many of you at 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock. God bless.